again, everybody, and welcome back to Fujit's Blitz. And now we're going to look at the third in the new British Tech Tree TDs. This is the FV4004 or Conway, and it's the Tier 9 TD, and it's pretty punchy. Now, in real life, this tank did exist. It was a prototype, and it was a way for the British to look at how can they marry a massive gun to a Centurion hull. And they came up with this, the Conway, and there used to be one in Bovington Tank Museum. I don't know if there is one there still, but it used to be there. Anyway, what about this tank? Well, it comes with two Tier 10 guns. One of them is derpy, one of them isn't. And I'm going to show you a couple of games with the derpy one, and as you can see, the derpy one gives you approximately just over 600 to 700 damage on its high-end alpha. Like the other TDs in this line, it hasn't got the best armor. In fact, it's pretty pants. I normally would show you the armor profile, but alas, again, Armor Inspector doesn't have these tanks listed at this present. Now, this is me going out in Faust. I must admit, I like this tank. It's my second favorite in the four that have been released. So my favorite is the Charioteer, followed by this, followed by the Challenger, which obviously means the FV4005, the Tier 10 one, is my least favorite, and we'll get to that one later in the final video. But this is the Conway. Now, why do I like the Conway? Well, I like the Conway because it's got a nice gun. And it really does have a nice gun. I mean, like I said, I've got the derpy gun on here, which comes with AP, HE and HESH. And as you can see, the HE will go straight through that waffle tractor with no problems. And it will go through and dish out a lot of damage. And it did. And that's nice. The reload time on it is not too bad. I mean, if you see here, it's just over 12 seconds. I'm running calibrated shells. If I wanted to, I could also run, you know, the sort of adrenaline boost that you get as well, but I don't run it at the moment. I prefer to have my setup as it is, although I have got the new, you know, super duper aim reticle. So I'll take out the waffle tractor now. Goodbye. So it's 1,400 damage in what? I've fired what? 2 shells? That's why I like it. The reload isn't too bad. It's quite nice. Now there's a Camp 70 up there, so I'm going to roll up and I'm going to try and give this Camp 70 a bit of a hard time. The other thing you need to know about this tank is this. Like the Challenger, it's got a big head. I mean, this is basically, you know, a Centurion wearing a top hat. The turret is huge. In real life it was, and as you saw there, I just smacked that Camp 70 for a shed load. And I'm trying to look if I can get the HESH into it. I can't, not a problem. Somebody else wipes him out anyway. There's only one tank left. I've only done 2,200 odd damage. I've only fired 4 shells. This shot, wow, don't know where it went. Completely over the top of him. Somebody else wipes him out. He's gone. But I'm quite happy with that game. 2 kills, 2,200 odd damage. You know, I mean, okay, it was only a second class, but it was a top tank, and it was nice. Armor-wise, it is pretty thin. You know, like the Centurion in the game, you can't haul down in this thing, obviously, because it's got a huge turret. Its gun depression isn't that great. It's okay, but it's not great. You know, you haven't got spectacular gun depression, but you've got just enough. The thing is, with this massive top hat that it's wearing, it really, you know, puts you in a bad position, unfortunately. You think you haul down and everybody can see the top of your head. And that's the main issue with these tanks. It's pretty difficult to find a decent space to hide. As you can see there, that Panther's just giving me a hard time, and that Challenger, Charioteer is giving me a hard time as well. Not to worry, I'm just going to stay here. One of them's going to come around the corner and I'll just pop a massive roll into him as well. That's 700. Oh, you know, I'm struggling to see where can I put the tank so nobody can shoot me, because, oh, hello 700, sorry, Camp 70, you like another smack in the nose. And it does like Camp 70s, this tank. The Conway does like playing against Camp 70s, it does like going through that lower plate a lot, actually, as you can see here. We're now up to over 2,000 damage again, thanks to the Camp 70. It's a nice tank. I mean, it's okay. It hasn't got the mobility of the Centurion, but it's got mobility. It does roll. It does move. The downside to it, it's got a big turret. Its camera profile, not exactly the best. The gun, if you put the derpy gun in like I've done, it's a pretty spectacular gun. To be fair, it's a nice gun. You know, this is why I like this tank. I like this tank because it brings something different to the TD line at this tier. Don't forget the other British TD at this tier is the Tortoise, which is notoriously slow. It's got a great gun, don't get me wrong, and fantastic armor, but it doesn't dish out massive damage. It's got a great reload, but it's as slow as watching paint dry. We did 2,400. Again, we're not setting the world on fire, but it was a nice game. We get a third class there. Now, I admit I haven't played this game enough to get an ace in it yet, but I have played this game enough to enjoy it and understand the tank. And it's a tank that needs a bit of nurturing. You can't just stick this out there on the front line. Its head is too big and its armor is not that great. But once you understand that little foible of this thing, I mean, look at the gun on this. I mean, boom, massive roll, straight into the side of that pattern. And this is the thing about this tank. I mean, I like this tank. I like it a lot. And I think, you know, once you sort of got used to this tank, you can have some good fun in it. And I enjoyed rolling out in this thing. I enjoyed the fact that it's got a massive gun. And I enjoyed the fact that I can plow in. I mean, I've done 1,700 damage here. Oh, sorry, 1,200 damage here with just 2 shells. 2 shells. I mean, this is a nice tank. And boom, tank gone. Wow, I've taken 3 shots, just shy of 2,000 damage. And it's good. It's nice fun. And that's why I like it. There we go. Kill number 2. Waffle Tractor's gone. Again, not setting the world on fire, realistically, but I'm having a good time. I've been smacked by a 704, I think it was, or was it a 263 or 268? I can't remember. Because don't think I'm in a tier 10 game realistically here, but this tank can hold its own in tier 10. Oh, it was a 268. And there's a Foch down there as well. So, you know, we're looking healthy as a team. We've taken the A cap. We haven't bothered to take any other caps. They've got 3 tanks left. We've got 6 tanks left. I've taken 2 kills. I've had fun. You know, I've taken some nice kills. Now it's 2 against 5. Oh, struggling to pen that Foch. But then again, most tanks struggle to pen a Foch head on. It was just a waste of Hesh. Foch is now gone. We can now push on the object, which is a formidable tank. But I know he can't wipe me out unless he ammo racks me, which is not going to be easy for him, let's be honest. So I'm going to push down. I know that I can take at least 2 shots from him, so I'm not too concerned. I want to put a big roll into his side, 700 on the Hesh. He's going to shoot me. He gets a 700 in return, but he's gone. So we did just over 3,000 damage. We took 2 kills, and we had good fun. Yeah, 3,000. We got some decent credits as well for a tier 9 tank, and I got a first class for my troubles. I like the tank. The tank is a nice tank. This is the Conway. It will take some getting used to understand its ability, but once you do that, it's going to be a lovely addition to tier 9. Anyway, as I said, that's been the Conway. I've been Fugit. By all means, if you've got any decent replays, send them to me at fugitsblitz@gmail.com or join my Discord, where you can send those replays even easier. If you want to, comment and like below. It's always nice to read what you guys have to say. And if you haven't yet, please press subscribe, because that's a really nice thing to do. Puts a smile on my face. And until next time, I will say the usual stuff. Stay safe out there, have fun on the battlefield, and be happy, because that's what it's all about, having fun and being happy.